Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. Alyica Baumgardner is now the undisputed super featherweight champion of the world. She picked up the final belt from ELHEM MEKHALED of France, 31-year-old girl who came in with 15 wins, only 3 KOs, and one previous defeat, which was in her last fight against Delphine Persoon. She gave a good account of herself there. But yeah, this wasn't actually as easy as a lot of people had predicted, because Baumgardner, we know she's got power. She stopped Terry Harper, but she can box a little bit too. I think we saw that against Mikaela Mayer. But if there is a knock against Baumgardner, it's that she is very, very explosive for periods of a fight, and will then go back to, maybe not gas out, but go back to doing virtually nothing. And maybe she does take a little while to get a second win. And so it proved in this fight, although she did win the fight. She won it by very, very wide scores. I had it closer. I had it, 96-91. Was it 96-91 I had it? 96-92 I had it, actually, in favour of Baumgardner. And the reason for this was there were 2 knockdowns in round 3. Right hand from Baumgardner. It is the bomb. She calls herself the bomb, and that is her pet bomb, the right hand. That caught the French girl on the side of the jaw, and she was buzzed badly, and then another right hand put her over on her side. She really sort of spilt across the canvas, got up, and then Alyica was all over her, tearing after her. Like I say, very, very explosive. Knocked her down again. MEKHALED got back up, very, very shaken, saw out the round, and in the 4th round, Alyica did absolutely nothing and sort of gave the round away. So by that point, I had, even though despite the 2 knockdowns, I had it sort of 3-1 to Alyica, because I gave her the 1st round and the 2nd round. Although in the 2nd round, it was very interesting, because ELHEM MEKHALED did land a big right hand of her own, and I wouldn't say she buzzed Mikaela, but I'm thinking of Mikaela Mayer. I wouldn't say she buzzed Alyica, but she certainly got her attention, and so it proved for sort of intermittently throughout the fight. There were little pockets, little cameos where MEKHALED would land, her own punches. They wouldn't all land, but she'd fire combinations, and enough punches would land, especially when Baumgardner wasn't doing anything, to pinch rounds. And I gave MEKHALED, what was it now? I gave her 4 out of 10 rounds. So I didn't have this, in terms of rounds won, I didn't have this a great whitewash for Baumgardner, which the judges seem to think. And had it not been for the two knockdowns, it would have only been 96-94 to Alyica. But Baumgardner, there's no denying she can hit hard. And there's no doubt that she definitely had the heavier hands here. But she did seem to, I'm almost tempted to use the word, gas out a little bit towards the end of the fight. And in the post-fight interview, she said, "Oh, I got my period today," which is something that none of us really wanted to know. But I don't know what she mentioned that. Maybe she was making an excuse for a sort of hot and cold performance. I think it was more a case of taking MEKHALED a bit lightly, perhaps. MEKHALED, by the way, apart from fighting Persoon, she didn't really have anyone noticeable on her record. She did beat an undefeated girl called Daniela Ramos from Spain, and that was back in 2019. But she hasn't been that busy, and she's been fighting 6-rounders. So when you put this defeat and the Persoon defeat together, back to back, I mean, that's 20 rounds against 2 very good female fighters. And to be honest, those are 2 fights where she will have learnt an awful lot, and I certainly don't think that MEKHALED is finished. She can come back again. She showed some decent skills and a lot of heart, a lot of determination. But against Baumgardner, I think experience almost won Baumgardner the fight. The heavier hands, yes, she had that, but at times she wasn't really showing a superior boxing ability. I thought MEKHALED, at times she was boxing when she picked up a little bit of confidence or decided to let her hands go, she was boxing very, very well and taking advantage of a lot of these periods of activity that Alyicia was, was sort of slipping into. So I don't think this was Baumgardner's best performance. I think she's better than this. She did win this fight, in my opinion, legitimately. She is undisputed. The Mikaela Mayer rematch is one possibility, although post-fight, Alyicia did say, I want Katie Taylor, go up to lightweight, fight Katie Taylor for all the marbles up there. Everyone wants to be, two-weight undisputed in the women's game now. But can she beat Taylor? I would pick Taylor strongly over Baumgardner. But against Mikaela Mayer, I would be far more interested in that fight, provided Mayer can still make that super featherweight limit, because there were rumours of her struggling previously. She was ringside and she did look quite a little bit over the super feather limit. She had a little bit of a double chin there, not fat by any means, but just a fuller face. Getting back down to super feather, I do wonder whether that would drain her. But if they were to fight again and Baumgardner was to actually stop Mayer, regardless of whether Mayer would be weight drained or struggling with the weight or whatever, that would be a statement. And maybe that would set up a more lucrative Katie Taylor fight. Because Baumgardner is still only 28, so she's in her prime. And Katie's no spring chicken, although she insists she can go on for many years ahead. Mikaela Mayer, what is she, in her early 30s now? No, she's not over the hill by any means. But anyway, she is the undisputed champion, Alyicia Baumgardner. She's got all of those belts. Just count them, shall we? WBA, WBC, WBO, IBF, Ring Magazine, and even the IBO's thrown in. So that's 6 belts. Yeah, that says it all really about the modern game, doesn't it? But anyway, well done to Alyicia Baumgardner. Commiserations to ELHEM MEKHALED. She can come again. Baumgardner can move on to bigger and better things, even better things, because being undisputed is pretty good in itself. Did you watch the fight? It was the main support to the Erika Cruz, Amanda Serrano contest. Let me know what you thought of this fight. Let me know what you thought of Baumgardner's performance. And if you thought, like I do, that she was a bit below par, why do you think that was? I'll be interested to read your comments. As always, thanks for joining us. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Hit the like button as well. That always helps us. And yeah, thanks for your time as always. Bye for now.